Welcome everybody to a troubleshooting video with the Northeast Nebraska Creation Station. I'm Newcore Dave, and today we're going to figure out why is every letter engraving individually on our Boss laser. So you're going to find the answer to that inside the settings for each of the layers. I have an example set up here. I have some text on two different layers, one red, one blue. When I go ahead and double click in my layers manager up here on the red layer, you can see that it's set for scan and the speed is 350 with power 50. What I'm looking for is up here in the upper right hand corner there is a button that is called independent output. Now if this one is not checked, it will treat this text all as one object, and so the laser head is going to travel all the way across and all the way back as it creates this text. If we take a look at the settings for the blue layer, it has the same speed and power settings, but on this one that independent output button is checked, so it's going to treat each one of the letters individually. So it will scan in each letter before moving on to another one. So why do we care about independent output? Well, for two reasons. One, independent output, because it's going to do each letter one at a time, is going to slow down the laser. It's going to actually extend the amount of time that it takes to complete your project. And if you have an entire classroom full of kids and you're using independent output, that's really going to be devastating for the amount of time that it takes to complete their projects. The second reason is if you are doing something with the rotary attachment, because the independent output setting would treat each letter individually, there's going to be a lot more movement in that rotor, and it's actually going to potentially start to skew things, so your finished projects aren't going to look as nice. We can take a look right here within the software at what the results of these two settings would be. So I'll go ahead and head up here and do my preview. In the preview you can see that because the power settings were the same for each of those two layers, we're going to get the same results as far as the darkness of the etch if we did this on wood. But well, I'm going to go ahead and start the simulation, and we'll see the difference as it treats the two, one with independent output and one without. So it will start with the red layer because that was the top layer in the layer manager, and you can see that the simulation is showing the laser head would travel back and forth across the entire word or everything that was on that layer. Again, this is going to be something that will save you time in the long run, and I know this simulation is taking a little bit of a time, but if you really think about it, you're getting 5 words all done all at the same time, and it's really not taking that long. I bet you we're probably in about 20 seconds or so into this one. Now as soon as it finishes up this red layer, it's going to flip over to the blue layer where we had that independent output button checked, and you'll see that it starts to treat each letter individually. And yes, each letter is being etched or engraved faster, but it's doing each one separately. One other thing you'll notice is it's all willy-nilly. You don't know what order or where the laser is going to go next. It just rando picks letters and starts filling them in. Again, if you're doing the rotary tool, this is a lot of extra movement of that glass or the cup as it's spinning, so you're potentially going to end up with words that aren't all perfectly straight as you put that together. So as the simulation says, it answers the question, who likes independent output? Absolutely no one. So if you're having this problem, make sure you get into those laser settings inside of the layers and turn off that independent output, and you'll be a much happier person. So get out there, make some wonderful things on your laser, and be sure to turn off your independent output.